Smiling faces in high places sometimes. They don't tell the truth.
That's going to be my new hit single. Black faces in high places tell lies. I got to hook up with Dewan B. We got to mix that up, turn it to a single, and release that to everybody. What's up, fellas? It's your main man. Back on the scene with another video. Black politicians has sold us out, brothers. The Congressional Black Caucus, national, and in California. And a special shout out for the Black Caucus in California for the reparations debacle, where they sold out the people. I'm glad you did what you did, so people could finally see that these people don't operate in our behalf. You have entertainers out there twerking and shucking and jiving for Kamala Harris, trying to make black men feel that you ain't black no more if you don't vote for a alleged black woman who married a white man. You can't make this stuff up, man. Come on now. We're going to play identity politics. She has to be on code too, but she's not. And I don't believe she's black. Let's keep it a buck. I don't do identity politics, but I don't believe she's black. I vote based on my wallet.
Show me the money.
All skin folk ain't kin folk. I mean, that's what I used to hear when I was a kid. It is true. I mean, all the black entertainers are for one party. There's something wrong with that. It should be at least 50-50 or somewhere in that area. But let's get back to this Congressional Black Caucus. And the reason why I'm talking about this is they should have pumped the brakes on illegal border crossings back in the 70s when it first hit black communities in LA and they were being flooded. And they saw what was going on, but they said nothing. They didn't raise hell. They should have raised hell about that. But they didn't. And black folks themselves, we have to wear some of the blame for not voting with a purpose, for not demanding something for our vote.
What you gonna do?
And voting on autopilot. Don't just vote and fall asleep. Check up on them. See what are they voting on.
I'm gonna be here 10 o'clock on the dot. Not 10:03, not 10:36. If you ain't got my money or my bud.
And if they vote on stuff that you do not like, vote them out. You have that power. That's the problem. You have to stay informed on what are they doing. We have been sold. Both parties are guilty of selling us out. Let's just keep it a buck. Neither one of them really pumped the brakes on certain things like Citizens United. There's no way that should have went down. The Patriot Act. Now, come on, both parties do things that I do not like. Congress controls the budget. Congress makes the laws. Everybody's all gung-ho about the president. I ain't voting because of the president, this and that. What about your congressman, your senator? Is what they do impact on your life. This is why I say voting blue no matter who, vote red till you're dead. Those are two silly voting strategies. Now, I'm not telling you to leave one plantation and then go run to the other one.
Now, I have no wish to remove one shackle from around your necks, only to replace it with one of my own.
You should stay independent and make them earn your vote. So let's check this article out here. It says Donald Trump wasn't first to suggest ending birthright citizenship. It was proposed 25 years ago by a Democrat. So this is an old article. So it's about what, 31 years now? So 31 years ago, a Democrat senator proposed ending birthright citizenship. That's another thing that the Black Caucus dropped the ball on, is they didn't push back on how birthright citizenship was being abused. It's being taken advantage of. That was for freedmen. They should have been pushing that. And they should have brought it to the people. Hey, look, they're disrespecting birthright citizenship. That was for your people. Freedmen. You are the descendants of those people. You should be up in arms about that. How they were taking advantage of that. Birthright citizenship is not for someone running across the border. They should stick to the original interpretation of that. They should have been pushing that. And he did propose a bill that if the people are in the country illegally, the child is not a citizen. And that's fair. But if they are in the country legally, then the child is a citizen. I can rock with that because they did things the right way. Let's check this out. And the American Civil Liberties Union is trash, man. They operate against the people. I don't know whose agenda they are on, but it's definitely not black folks. I can tell you that. There's a lot of stuff. I remember there were a couple things in Newark that they were trying to fight against. I think curfew, and it was something else, vagrancy or something. And we're like, shut the F up, because you're not the one whose kids are walking outside and there's condoms on the ground and use needles and stuff like that. So yeah, we do whatever we need to do to get that stuff away from the kids. So if they feel that that stuff is okay, how about we ship all the dope heads to where they live and let them drop needles and condoms and all that stuff in front of their house? Let's check this out. American Civil Liberties told Newsweek by phone on Tuesday that it does not pre-announce lawsuits, but strongly indicated that it would sue the Trump administration should the president move forward with his proposed executive order. So you can't do an executive order. You would have to go through Congress for that. Or maybe take it to the Supreme Court to have them decide what was the intent of birthright citizenship. But I think they would have to bring up something in Congress. That's probably the best way, is to amend the Constitution and clearly define what birthright citizenship is. So this is clearly unconstitutional and would be surprising if he did move forward with this and it got through any kind of internal legal review, said Omar Jadwat, director of the ACLU's Immigrants' Rights Project. We generally don't, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's it. All right, I read that already. But Trump is far from the first American politician to suggest an end to birthright citizenship. A bill introduced by then Democratic Senator Harry Reid of Nevada in 1993 sought to end birthright citizenship. Yeah, he used to argue about that. Fierce arguments about how it was being exploited. The measure would have no longer allowed those born in the U.S. to parents who were in the country illegally to obtain automatic citizenship, which that's absurd. Anyway, they broke the law. How do you break the law? Oh, well, I had a baby here, now I get to stay. Come on, man. If the newborn's parents were in the U.S. legally, then birthright citizenship would have been granted. GOP Congressman Steve King of Iowa also proposed similar legislation in 2017, which received the support of 48 Republican co-sponsors. So what about the rest of Congress? They opposed it. This is why I say don't vote on autopilot. What are these people voting on? And if you don't like it, vote them out. Americans got to start acting like you are the boss. Because you are the boss. You got to act like it. The hell with big money. Because if they don't do what you want, you can vote them out. That's why they want you to be comatose, sitting on the couch and all that other stuff. I don't agree with that. If you don't like the presidential candidates, I get that. I have wrote myself in when both candidates were not to my liking, but I always vote on Congress and the senator. And more importantly, the local elections. So yeah, this stuff is insidious. Let's check my man out. Check it out. Now the day after, Harry Reid says 1993 proposal to end Birth Right Citizenship was a mistake after Donald Trump tweets. So he's holding the party line. He's not holding to truth. He's towing the line, man. Look how they flip-flop. Oh yeah, I made a mistake back then. I shouldn't have said that. Because Trump jumped on board with what he said. Oh, now it's bad because Trump said something. Come on, man. You guys can't see this stuff? So let's check out Joe Rogan. He was talking to, what's his name? Kevin Fetterman, governor of Pennsylvania. And they're speaking on the effects of the migrant invasion. Let's check them out.
Vigilant threat. I've been actively involved in those kinds of things, and I've never witnessed those kinds of a thing.
But what do you mean by issues? Like, what kind of issues are you talking about? You talking about people letting people in order to get votes?
Well, it's not. There's not that level kinds. I don't think there's that level kinds of org.
But there is. Let's go.
Organization.
But there is an organization that's moving these people to swing states. There's a significant number of these people that are illegal immigrants that have...
Check out how insidious this is, man. This stuff is pure evil. You got to get out there and vote, man. Check this out.
Made their way to swing states. And then there's been calls for amnesty. There's been calls for allowing these people to have a pathway to citizenship and allow them to vote.
Hell no. They broke the law. It's like you're cherry picking on who can break the law and who can't and why you want them in. Because it's just like on the Black Authority when he was interviewing, what's his name, Bruce Ware. And he asked him, name 3 cities where the migrants are being dumped in that it benefits black people. He didn't want to answer that question. He sidestepped it because it doesn't benefit us at all. How does bringing 20 million more people in that you have now you have to compete with benefits you? It doesn't benefit you.
The fear that a lot of people have is that this is a coordinated effort to take these people that you're allowing to come into the country, then you're providing them with all sorts of services like food stamps and housing and setting them up.
Well,
on your dollar. Remember, you're paying for this. Stuff that you can't get unless you're a breeder or a drug addict. You can't get no help. Check it out.
Then providing a pathway to amnesty, and then you would have voters that would be significantly voting towards the Democrats because they're the people that enabled them to come into the country in the first.
That's the plan. It's obvious. Because that's what happens. First generation votes Democratic, then the second generation votes Republican. Because once they get hip to the game, they switch.
First place, and provided them with those services. This is a big fear that people have, and that you're rigging this system, and that this will turn all these states into essentially locked blue like California is.
Yeah. Think about that, man. This is insidious as hell because that's what they're trying to do. Just like those people that just showed up in Ohio. What is that? Springfield, Ohio? I forget the name of the town. They just dropped a bunch of Haitians off over there. They just showed up one day. Town population doubled overnight. What's the intent behind that? You have the Jim Crow Joe administration flying people in. Well, they're not crossing the border anymore. Yeah, I know, because you're flying them in.
Well, it's what immigration is always going to be a tough issue in our nation. I had as a professor in grad school, Alan Simpson, and he was.
Every year, I think it was 2 million people. So
Yeah.
it was still the same sort of situation. And their fear is exactly what I talked about, that these people will be moved to swing states and that will be used to essentially rig those states and turn them blue forever.
Exactly. That's what they're doing. That's what this stuff is. Lower wages and voters to vote blue, because they're the ones who let them in, and they're going to be grateful for it. And they're going to vote for the Democrats. So this stuff, man, I'm telling you, you got to be more active, and you got to stay on top of these goddamn politicians, man. Don't let them breathe. Because that's how the globalists win. It's because people are comatose. They don't pay attention. They don't act like they're the boss. You're the boss. Politicians don't tell you what to do. You tell them what to do. Treat them like hoes, man.
My bitch better have my money. Through rain, sleet, or snow.
It was a Shakespeare.
My hoe better have my money. Not half, not some, but all my cash. Cause if she don't, I'm gonna put my foot dead in her ass.
Anyways, brothers, if you haven't already, do your brother man a favor. Smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button. Ring that notification bell. I'll see you brothers in the next video. Peace.